All right, testing, testing. All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Sorry for being about 3 minutes late today. I was on the phone with my dad, who's in Colombia. I'm going to go visit Colombia tomorrow to Medellin. I will be out until next Wednesday. So no morning note or aftermarket recap till next Wednesday. It's just to visit my grandfather, like I said before. He's sick. The good news is that the doctor's saying he's recovering pretty well, but again, time, we'll see what time is. So again, I want to see him before anything happens and say my piece, of course, to the Colonel. But anyways, good morning, everyone. It is 9:04 Eastern Standard Time. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo. Click on that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit that like button. Really do appreciate it as always. Let's go and get started. Futures right now, the Dow is up 116. The NASDAQ is up 0.57%. S&P futures up 0.47%. Taking a look at S&P futures, you could see playing that 100-day right here on the hourly. We expect it to get a bump up. I'm kind of kicking myself that I closed that SPY call for Friday. I believe it was the 450s. I want to see if we can get above this 448 50-day moving average. I think we do. I think we tap 4,500 and kind of side a little bit. Just go side by side. I'm really seeing a liquidity drain out there as volume tends to get just lower and lower each week, each day and each week as progresses. So again, I'm watching it. I do have some Qs open, QQ calls. We're getting a nice bounce to 354.03. Really the break we need is really 354.90, 355. Then we should shoot up a little higher. Tesla's doing some lifting here. Tesla pre-market is right now up 1.42%. So that's great to see. I still have XLE calls. I am green in terms of the stock today. I don't have the stock, but I'm seeing the stock is green. It looks like it's retesting the 200-day. I have the 77.5 calls running. Crude has just been an absolute just nightmare. Everything consolidating, bouncing, consolidating. That 115.05 level seems to be that resistance. Once that breaks, 120.96 is your next level. If you're looking to go long oil, you can always put a stop at around 112, 112.26 and just ride it to 120 if you get a break of 115.05. Now we're about a buck or so away from that. So that's crude. Russell up 0.48%. Gasoline futures are down about 1%. Gold, I posted that on Twitter today. Nice breakout. Well, it was kind of a breakout. You could see after this double top, we broke above. If you can recapture this, if you capture right above 1958, you can target 2000. So let's say you're not a futures trader. What are you looking at? You're looking at gold. So again, GLD. So you want to see this break of 182 right here, 84. Get that break, and then you can possibly go to around 186. So the only issue is my Fibonacci levels are not the best. So let's go ahead and redo them. They should pretty much line up with GC, which is gold futures. So again, you kind of want to have things in a consistent basis, at least with Fibonacci levels, so you don't get confused. So there you go, a quick Fibonacci level. You can see that 84.48 level is your next one. That would equal to $2,000 per ounce. So again, you could break 182.84 and you could target the 185 calls for gold. Again, sometimes they do slow run. We've caught GLD many times. We've caught gold futures. So again, looks like an opportunity here for a nice bounce on the daily, but we need to break 182.84. That was the recent high on the hourly. Taking a look here at silver futures up 1.39%. Bitcoin is up nicely, 42,955. We need to break 46,000 before anything meaningful happens. 3,000 above 3021 on Ethereum futures. The dollar yen is up about 60 pips, 26 pips down for the euro dollar this morning. The VIX is down 0.85% at 2337, obviously with futures being up. Yields bouncing. I was looking at yields as well. Yields looks like it has a little more downside room by looking at TLT. So TLT, I have a break level of 132.55. I was doing some charts yesterday on Twitter. See if you get that break, then you could target the 135 calls. If not, you can start taking a look at financials for a possible short because they usually move inverse of TLT. And the dollar index is up 0.22%, 98.83. All right, guys, good morning. John is asking about, you think we are green today if Apple hits 175 this week? Yeah. Well, Apple did all the heavy lifting yesterday and it was green and the stock market was red. But 175 would pretty much indicate that the market is pretty much bright green. I like 175s again with a break of 172.34. That's a little above the recent high. A little below the recent high, but again above that 23.6 fib that I have on Apple based on the recent highs and the recent lows, which was right around October. So again, 172.32, 34. I'm waiting for that break. If we get that, I will definitely get to the 175 calls. I had the 175 calls. Well, I have one runner, but I had that open already. Thoughts? Well, Apple I just answered for Jonathan and now John. Let's take a look at Affirm. Affirm, the high betas, nice and running, but again, there is a 50-day moving average right there as resistance at 49.48 on the daily. So if you're playing calls, you need to get up to there. You could play up to there, let's just say. So again, you can play this bounce, nice, consistent uptrend with the 50-day. Maybe you take a look at the 48 calls, but that's pretty much as high you're going to get because you may get resistance on this daily chart right there at 49.48. There is a slight gap to fill right here, right around 58.24, so we could get to a little more upside room on Affirm. So in terms of the market today, again, I have positions open, I have Qs open, I have Caterpillar open, I have XLE open. So I'm watching XLE very closely and see if I can catch that. We should bounce that off this 200-day. If you notice, guys, since we got in, I believe Monday, higher highs and higher lows, but just slow rolling, obviously with lower liquidity. So again, we just have to be patient on this one, and it's worked out for us being patient before. So nothing new this go around, but Apple is definitely on my watch list. I want to see if we can break that and go from there. QQQ needs a break of 355. Once we do, we should get as high as around 357.41. If that does break, then good news all around because tech would be up. So that's good to see. But yeah, I mean, a pretty solid week. I mean, we've just been firing, honestly, seeing opportunities. We caught Apple twice yesterday. Students caught Alibaba yesterday. So again, and we caught Oxy for the unusual options activity. Those premiums got really hit right as oil fell. So again, if you're looking for kind of those, high beta in a sense, kind of those fast mover oil plays, Oxy and MRO are better than CVX, XLE, and ExxonMobil. But which one usually has higher volume is the bigger refiners. But again, MRO and Oxy Petroleum, they tend to be very solid in terms of trading them with oil, not as much XLE. Can you please check Amazon? Sure, let's take a look. Looking at Amazon here, you could see the 50-day moving average break above 33.27. It gets interesting. Why does it get interesting? Your 200-day is right around 33.31. If you break that, you could start taking a look at possibly 3,500 calls really out of the money if you're trying to get a little work in terms of trying to get a lotto play. So I would wait for 33.31. Give me $31 more to the upside from current levels. Well, actually a lot more than that. Say $100 or $80 from that. Actually probably 60. We get that break above that 200-day. That's a big indicator of a change of trend. You can start taking a look at the 3,500 calls, kind of buy yourself some time, if anything, if you can afford it. Is there a time to start adding high growth stocks? That's a really good question. I had a question. I saw a clip from Jim Cramer I posted on Twitter. Again, he talked about the 50% retracement. That has happened about 37 times where we've had a correction below the 50, and we had a retracement, 50% of those gains. Every single time that's happened, the stock market has gone higher. Every single time. So again, in relative short term is what he said. There was an exact time. We are technically above that. We are settled. We have not settled above that since the day before. So technically, we should have a green light. The only thing I worry about is Ukraine and Russia. Something could happen. Something very terrible could happen. I don't know. So again, you have this here, possible 45.38. This could be really big resistance and then retrace back down to possibly 4,400, 43.55. So that's really the only reason I have not bought growth stocks. If we get a break of 4,600, all good, man. I'm in, no problem. So Microsoft and Tesla, please. I do have an alert on Microsoft. A break of 302.73. We're about $1 away. If we can break that, I'm taking a look at the 305 calls for next week. Yeah, I just explained why I'm not buying it because of that 45.30 level. That's the only reason. But I buy stocks every week. I'm buying SpyG today. I just haven't bought individual names. Speaking on Tesla, Tesla has been on fire, as we know. Remember, we had the 1050 calls. We're right now near the 50% retracement level of the last fall. So again, you're starting to see, like, Tesla starting to come around with kind of S&P futures. 1017 would be great. You could target 1070. There is this wick higher, but really the Fibonacci level is really what we're telling here. You could do 1017. If you're doing a lotto, I would do the 10-7 after a break of 1017, 1020. You could do the 1100 calls for Friday. They'd be cheap, but again, high risk. If you get a push, you're going to be bags. If you don't, you're going to be dead. If you like that kind of binary trading, go for it. I'm not, personally. In terms of Netflix, let's go ahead and bring up the daily. Let's see, there's a lot of gaps to fill, as we know. Let me go ahead and add a Fibonacci retracement because I don't have it on Netflix. We'll go by the top here. It's really much the same thing, top or bottom. You can do either way you want. Really what we're looking for is the 50% retracement. 328. See if I can get it. Let's do 328.64, very close. Right now we're nowhere near anything major in terms of broken resistance. Sure, we're getting a little higher. Maybe a break of 400, you could do something interesting, but I'm not too excited about it because 402 is right there. A break of 402, then you could start taking a look a little higher. There is a gap to fill at 506. If you break that, I think S&P would probably be fine. Any reason you buy SPY-G on Thursday as opposed to any other days? No, it's just random Thursday. I mean, that's what I picked. It works for me. I mean, I could do Monday, Tuesday, it doesn't really matter, but I just picked Thursday. SFT, I don't know what SFT is. I thought it was Microsoft. This is a penny stock, so I really don't know much about them, to be honest. And I mean, I can look at the daily for you guys, but I don't know much about SFT or what they do. Shift Technologies, big drop in December. You have a resistance on the 100-day moving average around 338. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do with this thing. Are you just keeping in cash or crypto? No, cash. And I have my crypto portfolio. So I have cash just waiting there to be used. So I have no worries there. I mean, it's not like it's going to rot or expire or anything. When you say break a level, do you mean allowing the 1 hour candle to close or just above? You want to break above. That's what I'm looking for. And then sometimes you do get a reversal. But that's the name of the game. You have your alerts. You need that break. That's when you start looking. The market is telling you something when you get that alert. Let's see. AMC. AMC, the students got with Josh. Taking a look at it here, you can see really the level, the next target is around 23.90. Would I do anything here with AMC? I think it's already made its run, so I really don't want to touch it and get FOMO on it. Break 23.90 maybe. And when you, let's see, TLT. Yeah, TLT, I need a break of 132.55. Rates would be lower by then. But again, it's looking like we're going to bounce here as I bring up the daily, the weekly on TLT. You can see that looks like we hit support right at the bottom here. You could see back from 2019. So again, we've had lower rates we've had higher bond rates for a little bit now. We're retracing back down. We should get a little bounce on that on TLT. But again, I need a break of 132.55. All right, guys, we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your morning, and we'll catch you guys later for the aftermarket recap. Cheers.